I have tried recording a Charizard deck on at least 2 occasions previously. However, I felt that the deck wasn't winning as much as I would have liked it to. Previously, I tried Charizard with Incineroar, the 2 Charizards and 1 Incineroar. It's a decent deck, just not that strong. So I never posted them. This time is different. I think Charizard has found its perfect companion in Sylveon. This deck is highly consistent because of Sylveon, highly destructive because of Charizard, and when you can consistently get Charizard EX up this early, it's a recipe for a quick win. Also, I think a deck is good when you don't have to think too much about how to play it and it just works. This deck is definitely S tier, and if you want to win easy games, use this deck. Anyway, let's get into some games so I can show you the deck. Alright, so we start with Charizard. I think usually with this deck, and if you're going first, it's fine to start with Charizard. But I think it's fine in general to go. I think if you're going second, yeah, start with Eevee if you can, because you still need a turn for Charizard to evolve. So it's better, yeah, if you're going first, Charizard in the front is fine. If you're going second, just put Eevee in the front. But it's nice we do draw into Rare Candy, Charizard, we Stoke straight away. Okay, so them having Rampardos is not great. It's not entirely bad as well. Okay, he had red, but the nice thing is we do have Lillie and the cape. So the cape can be used for 2 things. It can be used on the Sylveon in the back when you are trying to avoid getting Sabrina and losing the game. This is obviously when you really need health, is another good reason to use it. So we take out the Sylveon. We should not die to this Rampardos. Short of a cape, this Rampardos is going down on the next turn. And we do have Sylveon, so we can start to try to find our Charizard just in case they get into a second Rampardos, or Cranidos in this case would be scary as well. Because I mean, our Charizard's living on 10 health at the moment. Okay, so we don't get Charmander. But the good thing is we have 2 points. Our opponent has 0 points at the moment. So if they don't draw an evolution here, they pretty much lose, or they don't draw a type now. Yeah, which they do have to discard the fossil. So we won't see another Rampardos this game, which is decent because we have to come out with Sylveon to tank. Okay, nice. We do get the Charmander, which is huge. It's not game yet. I think we do at least need a Lillie from here, which we should get. I mean, I didn't put the Sylveon down because I'm not sure if I could evolve there. I think, yeah, I could evolve here, but I didn't want to give them mass or red card value right there. So from this point, if our opponent has if he has Sabrina, it's fine, but if he has Cyrus, it's GG for us. Anyway, the good part is, okay, we just needed to get that Lillie for the next turn. So if our opponent does not have Cyrus, we win. Which, if he's thinking this long, yeah, normally they don't have the Cyrus. GG's. So yeah, this deck is fast. I mean, like, we're going up against Sylveon, Sylveon Rampados, which is a really fast deck as well. But we are able to keep on pace, partly because of Sylveon, mostly because of Sylveon, really. Okay, so it looks like Solgaleo, which should be fine for us in general. So yeah, the good thing is we get all our basics out, and we won't give any red card value at this point. Plus, it's not too bad if, I mean, I don't mind if they red card me here, honestly. Two Lillies at the start of the game is not ideal, really. Okay, so because we get extra weakness damage from metal type, I decided not to evolve the Eevee in the active, and in this case I can still draw a card, which is nice. We got research. Research is always good. So from here we retreat the Eevee and we go into Charizard. So it's not nice. I mean, it's not nice, but for this deck, one of the things is you're gonna have like your Eevee, your Sylveon's tank damage at the start of the rounds, which is not great because obviously Cyrus, right, or Sabrina in cases where you don't have any other basics. So most of the time I think it's fine because you end the game as, wow, how did Iono return me both the Lillies? Basically the same hand. I think essentially the same hand as I had just now, maybe not including the Mars, I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, so Iono acting weird. So here I think I should have Lillie, but I was somehow too focused on taking out the what do you call that? This how did I forget the name of this bird? Skarmory, yeah. Because we have not seen it in so long. But I also forgot. I also got reminded that this deck, Skarmory Solgaleo, is not the same as Shiinotic Solgaleo. Where Shiinotic Solgaleo, you pretty much don't have forgiveness, right? At this point, most of the Solgaleos will be out because Shiinotic will draw it out. But because it's Skarmory Solgaleo, it's gonna be a bit inconsistent, and we see it here in this matchup. So okay, by the second Skarmory that I took out, I'm not too concerned. I think I Lillie here though. Yeah, I Lillie here. I knew the Lillie was pointless because at 120, Solgaleo would still take me out, but it was the best I could do at that point. Okay, so here, I started the game quite smoothly. I went into the Charizard, but yeah, I got Sabrina here, which is quite smart of the opponent. So to delay pretty much 2 turns because I can't effectively retreat this Charizard and attack this Charmander. I can't effectively retreat this Charmander and attack with the Charizard on the next turn. So what I decided to do was just kind of sacrifice my Charmander, leave it up in the active, and then come out on the next turn with my Charizard, because I think a full health Charizard is still really strong and it could run through most decks. So unfortunately we do lose the Charmander here. Fortunately we're going up against Leafeon, which we definitely take out in the next turn regardless of cape or heals. I think what I did here was I Lillied the Charizard, partly because Eevee bags red, maybe a Giovanni plus the Eevee bags and stuff, you know, combination of damage modifiers. So 180 is very safe in that. I think so for Flareon does 130 damage. I think he'll basically need 50 extra damage from modifiers, which is not possible, I don't think, because yeah, 2 Eevee bags plus 1 red gives 40 damage, but not 50. So we had the red, we had the Eevee bag, and that was it. If he had one more Eevee bag, it would still be pointless. Well, not pointless, but it wouldn't have taken out this Charizard. And so from this point, I'm pretty sure even if he had the Eevee bag, I'm safe and I'm going to win the game. So the opponent will just kind of like... I guess it's like one of those things where you're like, oh, I tried my best. I do that too, so you know, that makes sense. So I just go ahead and attack, take out the Flareon, and GG. Okay, a mirror matchup. So it's not good that we go... Wait, is it good we go first? I mean, it's good we go first because we get to charge up first if we get Rare Candy and Charizard. But so now we have to get into it. If not, there's no real advantage. So well, our opponent has gotten all the basics of this deck and masked me, so that sucks. Okay, at least we get Charizard. Now we do just need the Rare Candy. We don't get it, but we do get all our basics as well, so it's nice. Okay, they get Sylveon, which usually draws into Charizard pretty fast. Okay, and a research. So yeah, this deck really draws really fast. You can still break, obviously. So yeah, see, our opponent just braked. We get the Rare Candy, thankfully. We just need the cards we need, and we win the game. Well, obviously it's not one here, but I just Stoke. There's no need to put the cape right now, I don't think. And with one card, if they're gonna break card us, you know, then good for them, I guess. So opponent's really breaking hard. Okay, here the opponent has 5 cards, so I draw Mars. I'm gonna use Mars. Yeah, I don't think I use the cape because there's no real need to use the cape right now. There's no threat. And again, yeah, if you Mars or red card me, that's fine. It's great. So opponent has less cards than me, I think, because they drew more. But again, we drew what we need, which is great. So at this point, it's pretty much GG. Short of a cape. So okay, opponent has a cape. Means I can't take this out this turn. I will need a Sabrina. Nothing else would help me finish this game on this turn, except a Sabrina. Okay, so we get the Sabrina. Lillie would have been nice either way. Like it will have helped me survive a bit longer. So yeah, opponent concedes. Okay, so we are going up against Guzzlord. I think it's Guzzlord at least with an illegal. It still could be Giratina. Okay, so it's Guzzlord. It could be Darktina. At this point, okay, double Charizard's great. I think what I do is I want to reduce my hand to a red card size, so I think I put the cape somewhere. Okay, yeah, I put it on the Eevee because I think I don't really need it on the Charizard essentially, because I would take 120 from Guzzlord, and that's the most, and Charizard has 180 health. So in this game, yeah, so I got red carded even though I had 3 cards in hand, which turned out to be great because I got the Sylveon, I got the Rare Candy, and I got the Charizard. So I'm coming out this turn, I'm going to be stoking for sure. And I have the other Rare Candy. Oh, so I do have research, so I'm down back to 3 cards in hand, which if he red cards me or masks me, that's fine, which yeah, you'll see later on he does, which does not make sense to me. I'm sorry, just don't do that. Like I think it's fine to do it the first time because yeah, but I don't think doing it 2 times in a row like this guy makes any sense. Just no. I don't think, yeah. Like I said, the first time was fine, I think, to disrupt the cards, but not the second time. And so, I mean, if he kept it, look at how much value he would have gotten right here. That's it. I don't really need anything else from my deck anymore at this point. I have my both Zards up, I have Lilies, the 2 Lilies. If they go back, it's kind of fine. Over here, I know I'm not too worried of a Lusamine because he's going to have 3 energies, not enough to deal 120 damage to me. So I will just make sure I heal on the next turn. 30 damage is detrimental here, and if I lose any energy, it sucks, but it's not GG, I would say. So it's a good thing that he flipped tails. Okay, yeah, GG. I expected to go on a bit more because I don't think it was 100% GG that game, but you know, if the opponent concedes, that's fine. That's great for us. Okay, so we are going against a fighting type. Okay, Silvally, Rampardos. The usual fighting type right now. 50% win rate for those of you who didn't know. A really decent deck. I don't like it too much because I think Skull Fossil into Rampardos is a tough journey. That's not consistent enough for me, at least. Okay, so I like to do this Sabrina play, pull up the Skull Fossil and just hope they don't have Rampardos. If they did have Rampardos, I think it's not the worst thing. It would have been uncomfortable for sure, but I would like them, if they don't have it, to discard the Rampardos or, well, not attack me this turn. So I think it's a fair gamble. So opponent decides to discard the Skull Fossil, and I know how hard it is to get a second Skull Fossil, so I'm kind of in a comfortable, I feel more comfortable at the moment right now. Okay, Tails is awesome, means that evolving the active Sylveon would still be alive. It won't, short of a red, which some people do run red, which I don't think is the right play. I think it's better to run Giovanni most of the time, but I mean, in this case, red would have been good. So here I go crazy on my draws because I'm like, I need the Charmander. If not, I'm pretty much screwed the next turn. If he's gonna red card me here, then so be it, you know. That was the risk I was willing to take. Okay, so they draw a second Skull Fossil, which honestly really rare and crazy. Okay, so they use a Guild. Wait, what's that trainer called? Gildan? Oh, I can't remember now, but yeah. Okay, so the Poké Ball is pointless. We evolve here, so we do Stoke. We are in a risky position because Sylveon is solo right now, but not in the worst position because we have an active Charizard at this point. So I think my opponent goes for the Cyrus play here, which I think is fine. There's not much he could have done here, I think. Personally, I think I go for the Zard because the Zard is a threat if I'm able to take out 100 damage. No, so even with Lillie, hitting this Zard is a bit pointless because I would still be able to heal up to 140 damage after this Silvally hit, unless he has a Giovanni. But if he has a Giovanni, fine, it's good because he'll do 110. I'll go down to 70 plus 60. But I think so my opponent messes up here. He thought too long. He wanted Cyrus, go for Sylveon, ran out of time, and that's pretty much GG. I can just retreat attack. So that was our rank up game. It was smooth, it was easy. I guess we got lucky, but I mean, we were very ahead. We're not gonna lose that. That was quite hard to lose that match. But it really does show this deck is really scary and really consistent. I think that if you want to climb, this deck is the deck. I would pick this deck over Garchomp Rampardos because of the consistency in that this is stage 1 and a stage 2. For Garchomp Rampardos, you need 2 stage 2s, which becomes more inconsistent. It gives you more options for sure, means that you can make smarter plays with Garchomp Rampardos, but if you don't even get the Pokemon up consistently, can't even get to the smart plays, if that makes sense. With Charizard, yeah, I think you just go, the goal is simple. You draw your cards in a smart manner, meaning that you try your best also to avoid getting masked or red card, But at some points you just have to go and push and keep drawing. Like in the last game I think it was a really good game to show that. I knew that at the end of the day I really have to get into Charizard, or at least the Charmander down. Then I can start worrying about the mid game, late game. But if I don't even get my Charizard down, it's pretty much GG, because he's just gonna attack my Sylveon. My Sylveon's gonna die. My second Sylveon's gonna come up. It's gonna be tagged and then Cyrusable. It's pretty much really GG at that point, because all they have to do is just Cyrus your Pokemon out. But yeah, alright, yeah, so S tier deck, use this deck, it's so strong. GG's.